Listen to me carefully. Your destiny is not being destroyed by the devil, your enemies, or your past. It's being negotiated every single day by what comes out of your mouth, how you manage your mood, how you handle your money, and how you discipline your mind. Some of you are praying for elevation while your mouth is still speaking defeat. You're asking God for peace while your mood is ruled by anger. You want abundance while your money has no direction. You're believing for purpose while your mind is full of fear, doubt, and confusion. If you don't gain control over these 4 areas, they will silently control you. And I didn't come to entertain you today. I came to interrupt you. There comes a moment in life when shouting at the storm is no longer enough. You must learn how to govern yourself, because life doesn't respond to wishes. It responds to discipline. What you say shapes what you see. What you feel determines how you move. What you spend decides what you build, and what you think controls who you become. You cannot speak poison and expect progress. You cannot live on emotional roller coasters and expect stability. You cannot waste resources and pray for overflow. And you cannot feed your mind chaos and expect clarity. Today is not about motivation. Today is about mastery, because when you learn to control your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind, you stop surviving and you start ruling. Touch your neighbor and tell them, this message is for me. Some people underestimate the power of their mouth, not realizing that it is one of the most influential instruments they carry every day. Your mouth is not a casual accessory to your life. It is a steering wheel. Where it turns, your life follows. Long before circumstances shift, words set the direction. Many are confused about why they keep ending up in the same emotional, financial, and spiritual places, yet they keep speaking the same language of fear, complaint, and defeat. You cannot consistently talk yourself into places you are praying to be delivered from. Every time you open your mouth, you are either authorizing growth or inviting disruption. Words frame perception. When you speak limitation, your mind begins to look for evidence to support that limitation. When you speak possibility, your vision widens and your actions align with hope. This is not about pretending pain doesn't exist. It is about refusing to give pain the microphone. Life listens carefully to what you repeatedly declare. If your mouth keeps announcing loss, struggle, and exhaustion, eventually your life will respond in agreement. Many people don't fail because of a lack of talent, opportunity, or support. They fail because their mouth cancels what their hands are trying to build. They speak doubt while working on dreams. They declare, I can't, while asking God for strength. The contradiction creates internal confusion, and confusion leads to stagnation. Alignment begins when what you say matches where you are going, not where you've been. You may have come from broken places, but your mouth must speak healed language if you expect to arrive somewhere new. Your words also determine how you handle pressure. When adversity hits, the first thing that comes out of your mouth reveals who is in control, faith or fear. Complaints magnify the problem, but intentional speech preserves your power. Speaking with discipline doesn't mean silence, it means selection. You choose words that keep you standing when everything around you is shaking. You speak strength even when you feel weak, not because you are denying reality, but because you are shaping it. Over time, your mouth trains your mindset. Repeated speech becomes internal belief, and belief becomes behavior. That is why transformation does not start with changing your environment, but with changing your language. When your mouth learns direction, your life gains momentum. Control your words, and you will discover that you are no longer drifting through life. You are driving it. Your mood is not just a reflection of your circumstances. It is a lens through which you interpret your entire world. Many people allow their feelings to become the ruler of their lives, letting every disappointment, frustration, or setback dictate their actions and decisions. But your mood is meant to be a tool, not a master. If you do not learn to govern your emotions, you will constantly be at the mercy of situations you cannot control, reacting rather than creating, drifting rather than leading. Life will push you around if you hand over authority to every fleeting emotion. Emotions are powerful, but they are not always accurate guides. Anger can convince you to burn bridges you need to cross. Fear can keep you from pursuing opportunities that were made for you. Frustration can make small obstacles feel like mountains. Those who let their mood control their decisions often find themselves trapped in cycles of regret and missed chances. Learning to regulate your emotional responses does not mean suppressing your feelings. It means recognizing them, understanding them, and then choosing how to act in spite of them. This is what separates leaders from victims, those who thrive from those who merely survive. When you take control of your mood, you gain clarity. You are able to see situations with a level of objectivity that emotional reaction alone cannot provide. Decisions become deliberate instead of impulsive. You respond instead of overreacting. Life stops feeling like a series of battles you cannot win and starts feeling like a series of choices you can navigate. You begin to realize that peace is not the absence of problems, but the ability to remain steady when problems arise. Discipline over your mood also affects the people around you. When you maintain composure and positivity in difficult circumstances, you inspire confidence and calm in others. You no longer contribute to chaos, you become a stabilizing force. People naturally gravitate toward those who manage themselves well because they exude strength and reliability. By learning to govern your emotions, you not only protect yourself from unnecessary stress, but you also elevate those around you. Ultimately, controlling your mood is a declaration of sovereignty over your life. You are saying, I will not be dictated to by fleeting feelings. I will choose how I show up regardless of what comes my way. This self-mastery is the foundation for success because every major accomplishment requires a mind and spirit that can endure, adapt, and persevere. When your mood becomes your servant instead of your master, you unlock the freedom to live intentionally and powerfully in every moment. Money is not just a resource. It is a reflection of your decisions, your priorities, and ultimately your discipline. Many people think money is about how much you earn. But the truth is that money is about how well you manage what you already have. You can have a fortune in your bank account, yet live in scarcity if you do not control your spending, your investments, and your understanding of value. Money is a tool, not a trophy. And if you do not learn to direct it intentionally, it will always slip through your fingers. The way you handle money reveals the maturity of your character. Are you reactive or proactive? Do you spend impulsively, satisfying momentary desires, or do you plan, save, and invest for long-term growth? The difference between financial stagnation and abundance is rarely about luck. It is about consistent, disciplined choices. When you allow money to control you, you end up chasing it, constantly anxious, always scrambling. But when you control your money, it begins to work for you, creating opportunities, stability, and freedom. Too many people underestimate the power of small, consistent habits with money. Every dollar you save, every investment you make, every expense you thoughtfully consider builds a foundation that compounds over time. Conversely, careless spending, unchecked debt, and impulsive financial decisions erode wealth slowly but steadily. The same way your words shape your life and your mood governs your energy, money reflects the discipline you practice daily. Ignoring it or leaving it to chance guarantees financial frustration, but taking control allows you to create momentum and abundance. Managing money is also about mindset. If you believe that wealth is only for others, you will subconsciously sabotage your own financial growth. If you cultivate a mindset of stewardship, responsibility, and strategic planning, you open the door to financial empowerment. Money is neutral. It responds to direction, not desire. Learning to tell your money where to go is one of the most transformative acts of self-mastery. When you take control of your finances, you stop being a victim of circumstances. You are no longer living paycheck to paycheck or hoping for a windfall. Instead, you become a person who makes intentional decisions, creates opportunities, and builds a legacy. Financial discipline is freedom. It allows you to dream bigger, give more generously, and act with confidence. Controlling your money is not just about wealth. It is about reclaiming authority over your life, making your resources serve your purpose, and ensuring that scarcity never dictates your potential again. Your mind is the command center of your life. Every choice you make, every action you take, every habit you form begins in your thoughts. Yet, far too many people neglect the discipline of their own mind, allowing it to become a battlefield of fear, doubt, and distraction. The truth is that your future is shaped not by external circumstances, but by the inner landscape of your thinking. A mind that is cluttered, negative, or undisciplined will produce a life that is chaotic, limited, and reactive. To control your destiny, you must first learn to control your mind. The thoughts you entertain have power. Repeated patterns of thinking become beliefs, and beliefs become behaviors. If you constantly tell yourself that you are not capable, that success is for others, or that change is impossible, your actions will align with those thoughts and failure becomes inevitable. On the other hand, a disciplined mind that focuses on solutions, growth, and purpose begins to see opportunities where others see obstacles. It programs your perception to filter what is possible and directs your actions toward achievement. Controlling your mind is not about ignoring reality, but about intentionally choosing the thoughts that will guide you forward rather than hold you back. Discipline of the mind also means refusing to dwell on the past or worry excessively about the future. Many people are trapped by memories of failure, regret, or pain, allowing these experiences to dominate their thinking and limit their potential. A controlled mind learns from the past without being imprisoned by it and plans for the future without being paralyzed by fear. It cultivates focus and clarity, enabling you to operate effectively in the present, which is where life actually happens. Furthermore, the mind determines your resilience. Life will bring trials, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. A strong, disciplined mind does not crumble under pressure. It adapts, perseveres, and continues to move toward purpose despite difficulties. Negative thoughts and uncontrolled mental chatter weaken your ability to act decisively, while a focused and trained mind empowers you to respond strategically and courageously. Mastering your mind is essential to mastering every other area of life. Your words, your mood, your money, all are influenced by the quality of your thinking. When you take control of your mind, you are no longer at the mercy of circumstance or opinion. You become the author of your own story, capable of creating, building, and achieving in ways that align with your highest potential. The mind is the gateway to freedom, power, and destiny, and whoever controls it controls the course of their life. Consistency is the hidden force behind every lasting achievement. Many people mistake bursts of energy or sudden inspiration for real progress, but life does not reward occasional effort. It rewards persistent, disciplined action. Intensity without consistency is like trying to fill a bucket with a fire hose that only sprays for a few minutes at a time. You may see a splash, but nothing sustains, nothing grows, and nothing lasts. True transformation comes from showing up every day, even when motivation wanes, even when results are not immediate, even when the journey feels long and difficult. Consistency builds momentum. Each small, intentional action compounds over time, creating habits that shape character and define outcomes. When you repeatedly speak positively, manage your emotions, handle your money wisely, and train your mind, you are laying bricks that will support the structure of your future. The person who disciplines themselves daily may seem ordinary at first, but over months and years, their life begins to reflect extraordinary results. The difference between those who dream and those who achieve is rarely talent or luck. It is the commitment to discipline, consistent effort. Consistency also strengthens resilience. Life will test you, throw obstacles in your path, and tempt you to quit when progress seems slow. Those who maintain consistent action do not falter easily because they have built a foundation of habits that carry them through difficult times. They do not rely on fleeting feelings of inspiration or good fortune. They rely on the steady rhythm of persistent work. Every time you show up, even when it's hard, you reinforce the belief that you are capable, determined, and in control of your path. Furthermore, consistency teaches trust in yourself and trust from others. When people see that you are reliable, disciplined, and committed, doors open that would remain closed to someone who is inconsistent. Opportunities multiply because others know you will follow through. The universe aligns with those who keep showing up, even in small ways, because action over time signals seriousness, discipline, and readiness for greater responsibility. Consistency is not glamorous, but it is unstoppable. It is the bridge between dreams and reality, between potential and performance. It is the quiet force that separates wishful thinking from tangible results. Mastery over your mouth, mood, money, and mind is impossible without consistency, because discipline must be reinforced repeatedly to become second nature. Showing up every day with focus, integrity, and intentionality ensures that your life moves steadily toward the destiny you were created to fulfill. Self-control is the gateway to true freedom and divine acceleration. Many people misunderstand control, thinking it means restriction or denial, but real control is the power to direct your life according to purpose rather than impulse. When you master your mouth, your mood, your money, and your mind, you step into authority over the very elements that shape your destiny. Without self-control, talent is wasted, opportunities slip away, and potential remains unrealized. With it, doors that seemed locked swing open, and obstacles that appeared insurmountable become stepping stones. Self-control requires intentionality. It demands that you refuse to let emotions dictate your reactions, that you speak words that align with your highest vision, that you manage resources wisely, and that you discipline your thoughts. Every choice you make is a declaration of control or surrender. When you consistently choose control, you create an environment where your growth is inevitable. It is the alignment of discipline, focus, and faith that allows life to respond favorably. Divine acceleration is not random. It is a reward for those who prove capable of handling responsibility and stewardship over their lives. When you exercise self-control, you develop the ability to delay gratification for long-term gain. You resist impulsive decisions that lead to setbacks and instead invest your energy, time, and resources in what builds lasting value. This principle applies to every area of life. Your mouth becomes a channel for blessing rather than complaint. Your mood becomes a source of stability rather than chaos. Your money becomes a tool for growth and generosity rather than a source of stress. Your mind becomes a fertile ground for vision rather than confusion. Each act of control compounds, creating a life that moves with purpose, clarity, and momentum. Self-control also cultivates trust in yourself, trust from others, and trust from God. The universe favors those who demonstrate the ability to steward what has been entrusted to them. When you can govern the small things in your life, you position yourself to receive greater responsibilities, opportunities, and blessings. Control signals readiness. It communicates that you are not a slave to circumstance or emotion, but a leader capable of navigating complexity with wisdom and integrity. Ultimately, self-control is not a restriction, it is empowerment. It unlocks potential, multiplies effectiveness, and creates space for divine favor to operate unhindered. When you take authority over your mouth, mood, money, and mind, you are no longer reacting to life, you are orchestrating it. Mastery over these areas ensures that your destiny unfolds with precision, that your purpose is realized, and that every blessing is maximized. Self-control transforms ordinary living into extraordinary impact. Ladies and gentlemen, hear me today. The power to change your life is already in your hands. Your words, your mood, your money, your mind, they are not obstacles. They are instruments of your destiny. When you take control, when you discipline, when you commit, doors that were closed will open. Chains that held you back will break, and blessings you never imagined will flow. Stand up, speak life over yourself, master your emotions, steward your resources, and focus your mind. Your time is now. Step into your authority and watch God elevate every area of your life.